Boxing is a one-on-one combat sport where a boxer can get serious injuries. But besides that dark humor, there are also some unforgettable moments of laughter. When something intensive is just about to happen, that moment turns into a tickled one by putting a smile on your face. Boxing will always be a legendary game, but for now, let's sit back and enjoy the 12 funniest moments in MMA and boxing that'll make you laugh till your chest hurts. Number 12. The Runner. There are unlimited jiffies in boxing where an offensive player retreats to save his skin, but I've never heard of running away as a retreating move. Shall we take a look into it? This mighty player gets down on the opponent's legs to drop him on the ground, but that wasn't a very successful move. The opponent does not seem to be bothered with it and successfully defends himself. As the opponent makes his move by kicking him in the face and one or two punches on the face, without thinking of anything else, he starts running away from the opponent to save his skin. But that wasn't even enough, and he chases him off to land a few more punches. 11. Flying off the rail. There's a myth that when you're keenly focusing on a single thing, the human mind just ignores the surrounding. Does it have any truth to it? Let's find out. As you can see, the player in white starts kicking off the player in black and then punches him in the face. As he blows the third kick, he holds his leg and tries to knock him down, but the surrounding just disappears off their eyes and they end up flying off the ring. What an entertaining moment. 10. The Shoulder Carrier. I thought boxing was one-on-one combat sports, not the carrying sports. In boxing, nobody knows for sure what could happen next. Let's jump into the clip. As the player in white tries to uppercut his opponent, he ducks and successfully defends himself. But without going offensive, he carries his near-standing opponent over his shoulder and throws him away with all the energy he can get. He pretended as though nothing happened. Just look at the smiling face of the player that got thrown away. Hilarious. 9. The Other Carrier. The carrying session isn't over yet. Here's another awesome player to whom having to fun during the match is no big deal. As the opponent tries to rain down a series of punches, he ducks down to avoid getting hit. And without having any second thoughts, he carries his opponent like a giant teddy bear and throws him over the ropes. Just look at the opponent, how he goes with the flow, and let the player carry him away. He probably didn't have any idea what was going on. 8. The Overconfident. Confidence is a very good asset, but being overconfident is not only rude, but most of the time it ends up embarrassing you. Something the same also happened in boxing. Let's dive into the clip. This player in red has a hometown advantage, but he's overconfident about it. Just look how he enters the ring boastfully and with a quick swung over the gate and a trip around the ring. But this duo does not even last more than 10 seconds. As the match starts, the arrogant wants to blow the first blow, but the opponent gives him a quick hook while defending, and that was enough to TKO that hometown player. Just look at how the player climbs over the ring to celebrate his victory. 7. The Ultimate Shot Taker. In boxing, where one punch can end a player's career, sometimes just a few straightforward punches will pass through like it was nothing. You don't believe us? To prove our point, here's the clip. This female boxer was taking shots from her opponent like it was nothing. Don't know what was on her mind, but she didn't care how strong the punches were. And just look at the other female boxer, how she hugs the ultimate player after knowing that her punches were not working on her. Unbelievable. 6. The Backflipper. Who loves backflips? Kindly raise your hands. Backflipping will for sure make you the coolest guy in your hometown, but in a boxing ring? Well, it can end up with complications. This player in blue loves to backflip not on the ground, but over the body of his opponent, which can end up in serious injuries to the opponent's body. But none of his backflips could land upon the opponent. He got some serious defensive maneuvers. As he jumps over him, he pushes him away with his legs. 5. The Bone-Dislocator. A player bone can be dislocated if he's hit hard on the wrong side, but dislocation your bone can be a little hard to believe. This legendary boxer dislocates his shoulder by doing a worm dance to celebrate his victory. But it did not end up quite good for him. As he throws himself to the floor, he was not able to lift himself, and the further force resulted in dislocating his shoulder. I don't know, but maybe he hasn't tried to celebrate his victory that way again. I never knew worm dance could be that dangerous. I don't know about him, but I'm not going to worm dance in my life. 4. The Frightener Screamer. Screaming can more often result in scaring the hell out of people. The same happened to a ring girl who was standing still unaware of what was coming to her. As you can see, this big guy is standing calmly and then starts shouting out with all of his power. Of course, it was no big deal for him, but he scared the hell out of the ring girl. Well, let's see a replay to understand it more briefly. The ring girl was lost in her mind, but as the boxer starts shouting, she jumps all of a sudden and starts laughing at herself. 3. The Street Fighter. Who loves street fights? Everyone loves them, right? It's rare to see street fighter moves in MMA, but not impossible. This fighter couldn't punch his opponent, and the opponent was ready to go offensive. So, the fighter had to retreat and couldn't think of anything better than Street Fighter's ragdoll. He ragdolls 2 times to get away from his opponent. I've never seen any move like this in the history of boxing and MMA. He was inspired by the game and wanted to apply physics in real life. 2. The Himself Hitter. Hitting your opponent in the face is cool, but try not to overjoy yourself. You can accidentally shoot yourself with your own gun. Let's get practical. The well-known Tyson Fury tries to uppercut his opponent over the corner, but fails to do so. Tyson misses the shot and hits himself hard with his own punch. That's why to be extremely careful during a boxing fight and try not to hit yourself hard with your own punch. He's probably going to be more careful while trying to knock out opponents down next time. 1. The Dancing Match. Dancing in a boxing ring is extremely rare to see, but I'm sure you've never heard of a dancing match inside the boxing ring. These 2 players were more interested in dancing than kicking and punching off each other's faces. They showed off their dancing talent momentarily. I think they misunderstood the boxing match with a dance-off competition. This was one of the funniest moments in MMA and boxing. These were all of the funny moments in MMA and boxing. Which one was the most hilarious moment for you? Don't forget to mention it in the comments section. There are even more hilarious moments out there. If you want me to create another video for it, don't forget to mention that too. If you think our video was cherishing, then don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel for more interesting videos like this. And lastly, don't forget to share the video with your friends and colleagues.